two different Lincoln Cent Memorial reverses, but they look almost identical. They can make the difference between a coin that's worth nearly $1,000 and a coin that's worth just a few cents. So let's dig in and learn the difference and talk about it. This is 1988 and 1989. 1988 reverse is on the left, and the 1989 reverse is on the right. There's only one small difference between these two designs, and that is the G in the designer's initials that you can see to the bottom right of the building. You see a little FG down there on both of these. The G is shaped differently. And what we're looking for are coins from 1988 that have the 1989 reverse. Stick with me and we'll figure it out. I'm Chuck Daughtry from coppercoins.com. We're going to go through this, and you're going to know this by the end. Go grab a pen and pencil, or pen or pencil, and some paper. And at the end of this video, we're going to take a little self-test to see how far along you've come in your education as we go through. Now, this is a plain G, RDV number 5, which means reverse design variety number 5. This is normal for 1988 plus a few years before 1988. Let's just say that this is the 5th different reverse of the Memorial Cent design from 1959 forward. That's why we call it RDV5. Here's a few other examples of what the RDV5 looks like, the plain G, on different coins. You'll notice that different amounts of die polishing or the age of the die itself and how worn out the die is going to make a slight difference in the way these appear. Now this one is called the Flare G. The Flare G is RDV number 6. It's a 6th different design. It's normal for 1989, and that transition took place at the end of 1988. We are looking for these coins, just like this, that have a 1988 date, either 1988 Philadelphia or 1988 Denver. Notice that flare on the G, that little point on the bottom corner of the G is the difference. Here, let me outline these for you. That's an exact outline of the shape of the letter. Let's make that bigger and talk about it. Okay, so we have the top. The top of the 1988 is a little bit straighter. And then the bottom down there where the G comes to a point. Now the 1988 will appear to come to somewhat of a point. You can see that. But the 1989 has an exaggerated point, and it's always obvious. Now another thing you can use to tell the difference between these is on the 1988, the letter looks pretty much straight up and down, with the top nearly meeting a line that you draw straight up and down the side, the right side of the G. Now in the 1989, it looks almost like it's leaning to the left a little bit, because if you draw a line straight up and down the right edge, that top isn't going to come anywhere near touching your line. Now let's talk about what these are called. 1988, the normal 1988 is a plain G. Again, it's RDV5. The 1989 is normally called the flared G, or RDV6. It is also the same design as the wide AM that you'll learn more about for 1992. So 1989 through 1992 were the dates of that design that had this G. Now let's do something. Let's have that test. Go grab your pen and paper, and we're going to take a look at 11 different images of 1988 or 1989 Lincoln Cents. I want you to write down 1 through 11 and then give me whether it's a plain G or a flared G. Just write it down as we go through these slides, and when we get to the end, I'll give you a key you can check yourself with. so we're finished. If you need a little more time to write, you can pause here. Spoiler alert, I'm about to show you the answers. There we go. There's your check 1 through 11. If you see you got any of these wrong, just go back and take a look at them again. It's actually pretty easy once you get used to it. That's all I've got for now. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.